Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Theriot and I have an exciting new video for you guys. Today I'll be talking about how your ad creatives affect your ROAS, your return on ad spend, and I'm gonna share with you a way that you may have never exactly looked at it like. So I'm actually gonna show you the key KPIs to really look at for your soft stats to really see if a creative is worth continuing to pursue, of testing and maybe even testing new variations and stuff. So this will be an exciting new video for you guys who want to improve your ROAS and really want to improve your creatives as well and measure them in a way likely you've never measured them before. So with that being said, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So let's get started, guys. So how does creatives affect your ROAS? And in fact, it's actually probably one of the biggest key pieces. So for example, our agency, we spend 80% of our time looking at marketing psychology. How can we incorporate better marketing materials inside of our campaigns? And only 20% of our time, maybe even 10% of our time is actually spent in the ads manager. You see, the ads manager, I'm only in there maybe 10 minutes a day. And then the other percentage of my day is looking at new creatives we can create, new marketing psychology we can implement, refining our offer, and a lot of that. We also look at creative and how we can create better creatives, because we know at our core, creative is everything when it comes to Facebook ads. Just like Russell Brunson says, you're one funnel away from, making your first million. You're one funnel away from quitting your job and starting an online business and selling digital products. You're one funnel away from, retiring. You're one creative away from drastically blowing up your results. You're one creative away from improving your return on ad spend. You're one creative away from hitting your first 6 figures or even 7 figures with Shopify. I've personally scaled up a store to 7 figures where we literally used one creative. If it wasn't for that one specific creative, we would not be here right now. So it's pretty crazy of the importance of creative, and a lot of people overlook it. Even for me, I neglected it creative up until this day. As I've realized what was the biggest key points of my advertising history, it was always creative. So I've built out now a team that specifically focus on this to repeat the successful action of new creative every single week. We drop 3 new creatives every single week through my team. So now we have a full dedicated powerhouse to consistently do this. And I really want to show you guys just some key stats of how important new creative is and how important and how a creative piece can completely change an ad account. So we flip over to my screen right here. I got this little kind of numbers chart, and this is literally can be replicated to over 100 different pieces of creatives, and exactly what we look at every time we use a piece of creative. So how a creative affects your return on ad spend, and just exactly the key numbers to look at. So first off, we have 2 scenarios right here. So this could be 2 different ads. This could be ad 1, ad 2. Ad 1's a bad performing creative, ad 2 is a good performing creative. And why is it a bad and why is it a good? So first off, let's say for example, we need to look at the amount spent. So if you're comparing 2 creatives or a creative compared to everything else, we need to make sure it has some spin to it. I recommend at least 2x your average cost per purchase. So if you're about to look at a creative and the performance of it, don't look at it at $5 spent. Look at it, hey, we average cost per purchase a $20 cost per purchase. So let's look at it at $40 spend. So once you spend at least 2x your average cost per purchase, and you also too need to make sure that creative has been test it on a proven audience, an audience that's already worked extremely well for your ad account, because you don't want to test creatives with bad audiences, because then it could actually be the audience that's the problem. So let's assume those variables right here. These are 2 creatives. They're both at the same amount spent, and they've also been tested on the same exact audience, so we know exactly what's going on here. So 2 ads. First one, let's look at scenario 1. You spend $100 on this ad, you reach 10,000 people, and 0.5% of people click on your ad. So this is that click-through rate percent in the columns of Facebook ads. I like to look at unique outbound click-through rate percent, because that's the unique people clicking on your ad, percentage of people clicking on your ad to go to your website. This is clicking on the call to action button. This is clicking on the link. And that's what this percentage of people that's clicking on your ad is doing right here. So we have 0.5% of people, less than 1% of people out of the 10,000 people click on this ad. This ad shown in front of 10,000 people, 0.5% actually click on your ad. So that's roughly comes out to 50 people. 50 people out of this 10,000 people reach, click on your ad. So that means 50 people come to your website. So out of that 50 people that come to your website, let's just say you have a conversion rate of 2% on your Shopify store. So 2% of that 50 people that come to your store convert, and that's one person. One person converts on your website after spending $100, reaching 10,000 people, 0.5% click-through rate percent. 50 people come to your website, 2% convert, one person turns into a paying customer. Now let's just say you have an average order value of $100. Your revenue is $100. And your return on ad spend is 1. You spent $100 and you made $100. Super simple. The only key factor here is that 0.5% of people that click on your ad. So let's look at scenario 2, a good performing creative. You spend $100, you reach 10,000 people, same thing. So this might be like 11,000 people. This might be like 9,000 people, they're roughly in the same, group of reach if you're comparing two creatives in your ad account. And 2% of people, so literally 4 times the amount of people that clicked on your first ad, 2% of people click on this ad. And we see this all the time. We have a creative right now that's performing at a 6x%. A 6% of people are clicking through on this ad at top of funnel. Insane. We were doing 0.5, 0.3% of people clicking on the existing ads. Now we're at a 6%. So we've almost 12x'd their percentage of people that's click on their ad. So it's very common that this happens, and it's all about the right type of creative. So 2% of people, so 10,000 people we reach, 2% of people click on it, 200 people come to your website now. We've quadrupled the amount of people from the existing ad to come to your website now. 2% people convert, just like you've done before. And now 2% of 200 is 4. 4 people place an order on your website now. Literally all you did was change the creative. That is it. 4 people click on your place an order. You have an average order value of $100, same as before. Now our revenue is $400. We spent $100 to make $400. Our return on ad spend is 4x. So this is the importance of having good creatives. Literally the only thing we changed here is the creative. And we had a bad performing creative of 0.5, and now we have a good performing creative of 2. And this is exactly how creative affects your return on ad spend. And when you're running ads and testing ads, like I said, we have the same account structure we use for all of our e-commerce clients because it supports a creative testing strategy and it supports an audience testing strategy. So that way we always have a group of best performing creatives. We always have a group of best performing audiences, and we keep testing new creative every single week. Every single week we test 3 new ads. And then also too, this could just be a different headline. This could be a different piece of copy. So that's why we test copy, headline, and creative all the time, because these 3 key variables have a big play in it. Now, just a word of advice, 66% of the result increases we see is just by swapping out the creative. The other 33% of result increases we see is by swapping out copy and headline. So if your copy is pretty okay and your headline is pretty okay, you can have amazing creative and perform exactly like this. If you have a really bad creative, amazing copy, and amazing headline, you're still going to convert like this. Creative is like the 80-20 rule. 80% of Facebook results come from creative. The other 20% comes from copy and headline. And that's assuming you have some okay copy, some copy that speaks to your ideal audience, a headline that grabs attention. But that can be written pretty well, but creative is the main play right there. Creative is really going to drive your results with this right here. So this is just an example of how creative affects your return on ad spend. And if you are an e-commerce business owner, if you're a Shopify owner and you want to add an additional $50,000 to $300,000 a month in revenue to your business, then make sure you click the link below to book a demo call with me and my team. I'll actually show you exactly how we do this repeatedly for e-commerce businesses just like yours, how we scale up multiple brands to 6 and 7 figures using our strategy, leveraging really good creatives, good account structure, and everything like that. Now, if you make under $25K a month and you want to access the same systems and tools we use that we utilize for bigger e-commerce businesses, then stick around, keep watching the videos, keep learning from us. And I will be also launching a course very soon called Elegant Ecom, which is going to show you exactly how to go from 0 to 25K with your Shopify store. And yeah, it's going to be epic. So make sure you keep watching the videos to stay up to date with that. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, guys, it's about that time. My name is Nick Theriot. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.